Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies out there, and we have made it to night 2 of SummerSlam. Not to worry, there is much pre-show. The pre-show, the kickoff show has been on since noon out here on the Wild Wild West side in California. And we still got just a little under 2 hours for some more kickoff show, man. So I thought I'd come on here and just talk a little bit about everything that's been going on the first ever 2 night SummerSlam. I gotta tell you guys this, man, on the serio, as I'm drinking out of my Wrestling Rehab cup here. What's up, Esa Benny? You know, night 1 was pretty damn fun, man. It was pretty damn fun. So before we get to night 2, right? My predictions of night 2. Let's talk a little bit about what happened on night 1 because I actually really enjoyed it. All right. There was some stuff on there where I was just kind of like, whatever. But for the most part, I thought it was very enjoyable, man. And we'll go down the list, right? We'll work our way up to what was. Put that just a little brighter. All right. The tag team match that kicked it all off, right? Between Roman, Jay versus Braun and Bronson. That's what I call them. Braun and Bronson. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, right? That match really surpassed my expectations. It really did. That was actually a pretty damn kick-ass match, Holmes. I enjoyed the heck out of that match. I thought that was a really good match. I criticized that match. Okay, before it took place, I was criticizing the match. I was just like, look, I didn't mind that match being a SummerSlam match, but there's nothing on the line. There's really, I guess there's a little bit of beef there, whatever, but there was really nothing. And at first, they were advertising that was going to be the main event, and that's where I really took issue with it. Where I was like, that should not be the main event. There's nothing on the line unless Seth Rollins is going to come back, which we'll get to that, right? I was just like, this tag team match, I don't have a problem with it being at SummerSlam, but it should not be a main event. It kicked off the show, and I thought it was a killer ass match. For who these 4 guys are, none of these guys are Jeff Hardy or anything of that sort. But who these guys are, they put on a pretty damn good match. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, man, Breaker, he's actually injured. I don't think he's gonna miss much time. He's still gonna be around. He's not injured where it's like, oh man, he's gonna be away from the cameras. I think he'll still be around, do a couple of things outside of the ring. But yeah, he hit his leg jumping from the apron. The move that he does from jumping from the apron to the desk, right? The announce, in this case, the Spanish announce table. He was trying to get Jay, and he actually hit his leg, man, right on the corner there. Let me see. This was a good opening match. It was, man. I really enjoyed it. Bronson, they should have won. They needed it more. I mean, there was nothing on the line. That was the only criticism I had with this match. It's like there's nothing on the line. It's not like, hey, winner gets to go do this or loser has to do that. Or there was nothing, right? There was nothing of, if Braun and Bronson lose, Paul Heyman has to do, insert blank. There was nothing really there. The whole shoe thing, I mean, I guess, you know what? Just for us fans, that's really what it should have been. It should have been for the shoes. All right, for Roman to get his shoes back. I would say that was probably it, man. But really good match. Really enjoyed it. Nothing was on the line, but it was very, 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 very entertaining. I really enjoyed that match, man. Especially that I was especially how critical I was of the match. I really enjoyed it. I don't know how long Roman sticks around. Um, We'll probably see him this week. Word is that he's gonna take a little hiatus at some point. So, but that's regular Roman. That's what he does, man. So he's not like a super duper full timer, but really good match. Um, Moving on to the next one. It was back to back tag team matches to open up SummerSlam night one. You had, the tag team with Roman and Jay versus Braun and Bronson in the very first match, followed up by the women's tag team championship match. Two back-to-back tag team matches. When I saw that that was the next match, I'm like, wow, two back-to-back tag teams. Okay, let's see how this goes. Look, um, Alexa and Charlotte versus Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez. It was a decent match. Um, definitely did not come close to what the first match was. All right. But for what it was supposed to be, I thought it was good. And I thought the only thing that really made that match really good was the fact that the tag team titles were moved over to Alexa and Charlotte. Um, Everything that went on with that match, right? The miscommunication, uh, um, um, freaking Charlotte. Was she actually gonna take it so personal with the miscommunication when Alexa went ahead and gave her a good shot, right? Because that's what it kind of seemed like they were leading to. I thought that was a cool moment. I don't think Charlotte sold it as good, but it was still somewhat of a like, oh crap kind of moment. Now, I do believe at some point later on down the line, no time soon, but at some point, Charlotte is going to bring that up when there's going to be a little bit of friction between the two. But nonetheless, man, I thought it was a good match. Good match. We got new women tag team champions, and I thought that was the right move. What's in the cup? That's the $1 million question. Everybody's got a price. Good move. I think that's the way to go for the character development that's been going on with these two ladies, with Alexa and Charlotte. Them being best buddies, but they don't want to admit it. Them loving each other, but they don't want to admit it. You know, Finally at the very end, when Charlotte grabs her by the hair and brings her close, I'm not sure Alexa really liked that. Just looking at Alexa's initial reaction right when Charlotte grabbed her by the hair, I'm not sure she really dug that. But nonetheless, we got new tag team champions, and it actually gives Charlotte a little bit of work outside of going after the main title because that's what she's always after. And people had got tired of that. I didn't, but many people did. Smash started slow but cooked at the end. Yeah, yeah, I thought it turned out to be pretty good, man. It was a little bit of a slow starter, especially after Roman, Jay, Braun, and Bronson. Yeah, it started pretty slow, but yeah, it picked up, and the way it ended. Let's see what happens with Judgment Day. Let's see what happens with Judgment Day. What's this gonna do now for the faction of Judgment Day? Now they got to go back and uh, and explain themselves. They lost the gold, So we'll see what happens with Dominic tonight. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, new tag team champions, Alexa and Charlotte. Good for them. I thought that's the right move. That's the right move. Sammy, Kerry, and Cross. I don't want to spend too much time on this one because honestly, I didn't even really care. The match was, a little bit of a filler. Decent match. People love Sammy. I think I don't have a problems with Sammy. He's a mid card guy. I do believe he will be champion one day. I do believe they will give him the main strap at some point, which is fine. That's cool. The guy's been there for a long time. He should have one title run. I mean, look, if you gave Jinder Mahal a title run, I'm sure you could give Sammy a title run. As much of a workhorse as this guy has been, and people love this guy. All right, he's like the little engine that could trying to become main champion. Him versus Karrion Cross. I mean, it was a decent match, a little bit of a filler with everything else that was going on, everything that was slated to go on that night. This, I think, I'd probably call it a filler match. But it was cool. It was good. it tripped me out seeing Scarlett. So Scarlett was giving the pipe to Karrion Cross so he could beat down Sammy right during the match. Didn't happen. Scarlett gives the bar, that pipe, to Sammy. And I was watching with my sons, right? And I'm like, damn, can you imagine that? They really want to turn Sammy so bad where the wife is saying, pick up the pipe and beat the dog dudes out of my own husband. Obviously, Sammy being a super duper baby face, not happening. Gets the victory. I don't know. Look, what does this do to Karrion Cross? That's really the main question. What this does for Sami Zayn isn't even a question. It just continues his journey on becoming champion, right? Because that is the goal for Sami Zayn, the super duper little engine that could story. He wants to become champion. And like I said, I do believe he will become champion one day. But what about Karrion Cross? Where does he go from here? Do you even care? I mean, people started supporting this guy after that pipe bomb that he dropped, right? The guy in the suit and tie in the back, go F yourself. I mean, they've been throwing cold water on this guy ever since he ignited some sort of fire, and it seemed like a lot of the WWE universe started backing this guy up. Look, I even gave him a little bit of backup as well. I'm like, okay, you know what? I kind of want to see a little bit more of this guy. You know, I wasn't head over heels crazy for him, but I was like, I'd like to see a little bit more of this guy. Like I said yesterday, word is that this guy doesn't really like to take bumps. I thought he took some decent bumps, but they're really starting to throw cold water on this guy. So whatever little flame he started, I don't really see that flame continuing too much longer. But Sami Zayn gets that victory, whatever it means for Sami Zayn, just continuing his journey. Karrion Cross, I think, is the one that's getting buried over here. But all right, man. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, good match. In my opinion, this was Jade Cargill's best one-on-one match. Honestly, like I like Jade in her character and how she looks like an action figure, right? But we all see her in-ring ability. It's not that good. Okay, it's not that good. It's not terribly bad either. All right, I don't want to exaggerate and say like, wow, she is gosh awful. No, I've seen worse. Okay, she definitely needs some work. Okay, and to be fair, just to be fair, Tiffany Stratton can brush up on a couple of things as well, right? But nonetheless, Tiffany Stratton is much better in ring performer than Jade Cargill, as they're showing highlights of that match right now as we speak on the kickoff show. But this was, in my opinion, Jade Cargill's best match that she's ever had. Um, I was entertained all the way through and through, man. This was badass. Now, I predicted that Jade was going to become champion. I thought I didn't want it to be right. I think Tiffy. I actually want her to get a nice, good run, man. I really do. She's had a pretty decent run already. All right, but I've been following Tiffy since down at NXT, and I had said she is the next big thing, and she's getting there. She's getting there slowly and slowly and slowly. Jade Cargill, she's over. People love Jade Cargill, and I don't mind Jade Cargill. She's cool, but yeah, she needs to brush up. If they're gonna give her the strap, if Jade Cargill had become women's champion last night, I think she would have became heel this coming week because people would have cheered for the fact that she became women's champion. However, the fact that she took it off Tiffany Stratton and just the fact that she's still kind of green, I think the fans would have turned on her within a week or two, and she would be forced to turn heel. That's what would have happened had Jade become champion last night, but she didn't. So good move. I'm not really sure there was a bad move in any of this, Tiffany Stratton or Jade Cargill, but I like the move with Tiffany Stratton. It's still Tiffy time because I'm a big fan of hers. I am. And Jade Cargill, she'll have her moment. She definitely will. Moving on to the celebrity tag team match, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre teaming up, going up against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I was wondering what the hell can Jelly Roll do? All right. What can Jelly Roll do? Yes, he lost weight. It doesn't mean the dude is light on his feet. It doesn't mean the dude has agility. It doesn't mean the dude can perform. Okay. It means he lost weight, which is good. I'm happy for him. I remember seeing him in Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, thing like, man, this dude is still pretty big. And that wasn't that long ago, man. So kudos to him for losing weight. But going on a journey of losing weight, that's more of a health thing as opposed to you getting yourself in shape. Those are two different things. All right. So I was wondering, like, what's gonna happen with this guy, man? How much is he really gonna do in there? And he surprised me because I was predicting he was probably gonna get about 3 minutes total ring time. No, this guy actually kicked off the match. He starts the match. Of course, Randy's in there first, but then Jelly Roll tags himself in there, gets in there. Some of the stuff is kind of slow. All right, some of the stuff is kind of slow. You know, his clotheslines, they don't sell that well. He's just kind of sticking his arm out there. You know, he's not selling it too well. He's not throwing, the clothesline from hell. Shout outs to JBL. Shoulder blocks, they're decent, right? I mean, he's for what he did in this match, I was impressed. For a guy that was extremely overweight, I don't know how long ago. I don't really follow him. I like some of his music, but I don't really follow him like that. But I'm gonna say like a year ago, this dude was pretty damn fat. You know, for him to lose weight, come back, come into the WWE, and no, was this guy really, Rey Mysterio in there? Was this guy Jeff Hardy in there? Was this guy, a cruiserweight jumping all over the place? Was this guy a luchador? Was he Blue Demon or Hijo de Santos? No, he wasn't. But for what he was to what he did in the ring, hey man, I give that dude some props, man. I do. I give him some props. The fact that his wife was there, front row, that was pretty funny. Um, him taking the pinfall. Well, first let's get into probably the biggest in-ring match highlights. In-ring match highlight um, of night one, and that's Logan Paul getting both of his primes right to the top, not only the top turnbuckle, but to the pole, right? The advertisement lighted up pole out there now. Man, I'll tell you, things have really changed, man. I remember back in the day, it was just a blue pole right there. um, he's up there, gets his drinks, slams them like if he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. They didn't really take a drink, but we've seen him do this before, right? But the fact that he did it on Jelly Roll is laid up on the announce desk. This was like picture perfect. It was so badass. For all you guys that hate on Logan Paul, keep on hating because you cannot hate on somebody that's not doing something right. The haters are only hating on somebody that keeps on doing it right. And this guy keeps doing it right. Yes, I'm talking about Logan Paul. I don't care. Don't like the guy. That's fine. I'm not telling you to like the guy. But man, oh man, this guy keeps on putting highlight after highlight after highlight. And I know it irks wrestling fans, man. Pure, honest wrestling fans. I've been watching wrestling since I can remember I was alive. Okay. I got to give this guy his props, man. What he did at the Royal Rumble with Ricochet, from coast to coast off the top ropes and them clotheslining each other. Collision at the top. Gosh, man, what he did. We've seen this before, right? But some way, somehow, this was even more explosive, especially that it was at SummerSlam. Then just the way he landed on Jelly Roll on the announce table, just badass, man, badass. Hate the guy all you want, that's fine. But man, this guy's put. This guy's definitely. He's definitely making some memories. He's definitely making some memories. 20 years from now, people are gonna go back and say like, "Hey, man, look at this highlight from way back in the day, man. Some guy Logan Paul, who was just a YouTuber, gets in this gets in sports entertainment of wrestling, and at some point becomes a full timer, and then starts doing all this. Damn. But the whole story is Jelly Roll. He took it. He gets up. He's hurt, right? Kayfabe. They're taking him out of there. Randy Orton is now left to fend for himself against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, who start just beating the dog doodles off this guy. They're taking a long time getting Jelly Roll out of there, right? He's walking out. He's looking back. He finally gets his second win. He's saying like, "Nah, screw this, man. I gotta help out my boy." Goes back in there. Good match and everything, man. It was a good the sequence at the end. I thought was picture perfect, especially to have where I thought Randy and Jelly Roll were gonna win the match, right? Because there's nothing on the line. So I thought they were gonna win the match. But if you're gonna have the heels win the match, I thought the final sequence was perfect. Jelly Roll took the 1, 2, 3 pinfall, by the way. He loses. But it was good, man. It was good. Earned the WWE's respect. Unlike Travis Scott. All right, as we move on, CM Punk versus Gunther. Good gosh, man, this match was brutal. This match was brutal. I'll tell you guys this. I'm not a big fan of CM Punk and I'm not a big fan of Gunther. Last night, they made me a fan. They made me a fan. I'm now somewhat of a fan of Gunther and CM Punk, man. I am. They made a fan out of me last night. I don't know how long the match went, but it went on for a while. It went on for about a good 30 minutes. CM Punk took a beating last night. Man, he took a beating. At some point, blood started coming out from somewhere. I'm not even really sure from where, but blood started coming out from somewhere. But CM Punk took a beating last night. Just the smacks from Gunther, just smacking them all over the place, smacking them in the chest, the back, the legs. CM Punk took a pretty dang good beating last night. It was a good match. These guys, both of these guys, they're not high flyers. Gunther, he's always done the splash from the top rope. He looks just odd doing it, but last night he took it to another level. If you guys go back and watch the splash from Gunther last night, he actually did a 5-star frog splash. Oh yes, his knees come in a little bit to his gut and then come back out. Oh, he really tried to pretty that sucker up. I don't know if Gunther has been hearing, all the criticisms of his splash, but last night, instead of just a regular splash from the top rope, like the way Superfly Jimmy Snuka used to do, he actually went for a frog splash. And a guy his size and everything, it doesn't look good, but it's fun. It does not look good, but it's fun. I want him to do that because it's fun. It's not pretty. It's not Rob Van Dam. It's not Eddie Guerrero. It's not Dominic Mysterio. Those look very good, crisp, and pretty, right? So it wasn't pretty, but it's fun when he does it. Hey, look, man, nonetheless, CM Punk comes out with the victory on this one. In a brutal match, takes a beating. And that made me think, is Seth Rollins going to come out on this? Because CM Punk took a beating, of hard beating, man. He's all beat up at the very end, and he has to hit Gunther 2 times back to back with his finisher, gets the victory, has probably maybe about a good 60 seconds, maybe a little bit less to celebrate as Seth Rollins comes out, and this is the highlight of SummerSlam, the highlight of in-ring performance, in my opinion, even though took place outside of the ring, is what Logan Paul did, right? The splash to the announce desk on Jelly Roll. But this is the big thing of night one. Seth Rollins coming out with his injury, comes out on crutches. Paul Heyman has the Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins is saying, I don't know what he said verbatim, but basically, you know, enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can, because I will cash in on you. Enjoy it while you can. Seth Rollins turns around, not Paul Heyman, but Seth Rollins turns around and he starts limping back with his crutches. Paul Heyman doesn't move. He's just kind of there, just standing with it. So as you're seeing Seth Rollins back, he drops the crutches, turns around, takes the knee brace off, gets the briefcase, goes down, cashes it in. Well, actually, goes down there and starts beating up CM Punk with the briefcase, Money in the Bank briefcase, which is a pretty badass briefcase. I like the color on that. The fact that they're changing the colors, or they're giving the superstar that wins Money in the Bank, they're giving them the options. Like, hey man, you can change it however you want. It's pretty damn cool. I got myself Senor in Money in the Bank, man, from the purple one from Damian Priest. Um, Cashes it in after he beats down CM Punk with the briefcase, lands the curb stomp. 1, 2, 3. Not only do we have a new champion in CM Punk, we have a newer champion in Seth freaking Rollins, SummerSlam Night 1. So did CM Punk achieve his dream of becoming world champion again? Yes, he did. And he had maybe about a full minute to enjoy it. So I hope it was worth it. Because CM Punk cashed in, man. Awesome. Badass stuff. It was good. It was good. Really good show. Really, really good show. Night one. I'm gonna text here. All right, really good show. Night one. Loved it. Enjoyed it, man. Badass. Badass. All right, but that is night one. And tonight, now we are looking at night two, baby. Let's go. Can night two match up to what night one was? Because in reality, in night one, the only match I didn't really care for, and I'm not even saying it was a bad match, is Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Right? That's the only match I could say where I was just kind of like, eh. I mean, I don't really care. It wasn't a terrible match. Right? There's no match on night one that I would say that I did not enjoy. Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was the least of the matches, but it was still somewhat decent. I still was entertained. I wasn't like, oh gosh, this match sucks. It's garbage. Finish it already. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. So every single match, in my opinion, of night one was good. At the very least, decent. But no, they were all good. Well, some were great. The worst one was still good. So, all right, man. So let's get to night two. All right, they have a something tough to follow here with night one. So this is gonna be a little bit chaotic, man. So you get TLC tag team match. Okay, you got the White Six, you got DIY, the Street Profits, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and Andrade and Ray Phoenix. That is 1, 2, three, four, five, six. That is six tag teams. That is six. Yes. Yes. That is six tag teams in a TLC match. I'm gonna criticize this match before it happens. Okay. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. That's too much. Sometimes more is not better. If you want to have a TLC tag team match, that's fine. At the max, have three tag teams. That is six bodies already. Okay, so now you got, what is it again? One, two, three, four, five, six. Good gosh, man. You got 12 superstars in a TLC match. Ah, gosh, give me three tag teams. Maybe at the super duper 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 max, four tag teams. But we got six tag teams. Six. Ah, son of a gun, man. It's just going to be a lot to follow. And I believe what they're trying to do is trying to top the tag team match, the TLC tag team match that is match of the year. And I don't think any match is going to top that. That match happened on a SmackDown. What? It was the it was the SmackDown after WrestleMania. That was between the Street Profits, DIY, and Motor City Machine Guns, I believe it was. That's to me match of the year. And I think they're doing this to top it, to say, oh, this is a bigger match. It may be bigger, but is it going to be better? I don't think so. You got way too many bodies. You got 12 superstars out there. 12. Like, good gosh, that's like that's a mini battle royal. And then you throw tables, ladders, and chairs. Look, sometimes more is not better, man. Keep it with three tag teams. You want to throw in a fourth tag team? Fine, max it out with that. But that's, gosh, man, that is just way, way, way too much. I don't think it's gonna be that good. Sure, it's gonna be very destructive. That's cool. I don't think this match tops that SmackDown match. The SmackDown after WrestleMania. That's the best TLC match I've ever seen. All right, and in this match here, who wins this? I mean, look, Motor City Machine Guns. They're not that over yet. Neither is Fraxium. DIY, Street Profits. They're pretty over. Andrade and Ray Phoenix, they just barely started doing their thing. The Wyatt Six, you know, the Wyatt Six haven't even been champions that long. Unless you're looking to get away from the Wyatt Six, I think they remain. I think they win. Why? Because they just won it. They haven't been champions long. And if you want this faction to work, this faction has been around for a long time, and they haven't really done much. Honestly, when you guys built the WWE built this faction up big, right? Like, ooh, wow, man! Wait till these guys come to the WWE, right? There was a lot of the glitching and the lights turning off, and ooh, wait for these guys, man! This is gonna blow WWE, out of the water, man. It's gonna be mind blowing to the WWE universe, and really, they've fallen flat. They haven't done anything, no excitement, nothing, nothing. So, if the WWE wants to continue with the White Six, you can't. You gotta keep the straps on them. Okay. If they're looking to finally just say, like, you know what, we tried this and it just failed. We're just gonna tear this thing apart. Then you take it off of them, And I would say maybe give it to Andrade and Ray Phoenix if you really want to be serious about those guys being a tag team. I mean, what else are they doing? They're not really doing anything in the singles competitor run, right? So yeah, put it on them. But my prediction is Y6 remains tag team champions. That's if the WWE wants to keep this faction going, all right? Because this faction is just kind of dead. But in reality, I'm just kind of criticizing the match because this is way too many tag teams, man. I like TLC matches, I do, but throwing 12 bodies out there, like, good gosh, man. All right, Intercontinental Championship, Dirty Dom Mysterio against AJ Styles. I think this is going to be, when you talk about in-ring performance, when you talk about in-ring wrestling performance, right? This is going to be the best match. Okay. Do many people care about this match? Probably not. Okay, probably not. But to see two great in-ring wrestling performers go at it, this is going to be the best match. Okay, there could be better matches when you talk about street fights, TLC matches, steel cage matches. Yes, sure. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about strictly in ring performance. Two great wrestlers. And yes, I am calling Dominic Mysterio a great wrestler when it comes to in ring performance. His character, by the way, is actually not bad. His character uh, keeps growing, right? I mean, he got away from Rhea Ripley, who was super hot at the time. She's off doing her thing. He's still cooking, Holmes. He's still doing his thing. All right. So this would be a really good match. Rey Mysterio, I'm sorry, Dominic Mysterio is going to win this match. AJ, AJ, AJ's on his way out. He's done a couple of things with TNA. I think AJ kind of realizes. I think honestly, man, this is AJ's last year, full, full year. Can he make it to WrestleMania? I believe so, but and I think we do see him at WrestleMania next year. But I don't think he wrestles another full year after this one. So I got Mysterio beating AJ here. Maybe there's a little dirty play, maybe so. At some point, does Dominic Mysterio become a babyface? I think so, but probably not tonight. So I got Dominic Mysterio beating AJ Styles on this one. Maybe Roxanne Perez comes out to help him, going into the storyline of making Liv Morgan more jealous. So when she comes back, bam, there's some heat there, right, between those two. All right, United States Championship, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. I've just been saying it when it comes to Saturday night's main event, they should have a steel cage match, at least one steel cage match at every Saturday night's main event. Steel cage matches have kind of become a thing of the past. They become a thing of the past. Steel cage matches used to be the number one thing. That's as crazy as it got. That was before there was TLC matches and Hell in the Cell matches and Elimination Chamber matches and all these things. Man, steel cage was as brutal as it got back when they had the blue bar steel cage, which they should do that, man, at some point. Um, the fact that they have a steel cage match here, yeah, that's cool. That's fine. It's just to keep all of Solo's punk ass homies out of there. Um, Solo Sikoa, United States champion. Ah, man, Fatu is really over. People love Fatu. I think he's pretty cool. I think he's all right, man. I'm not like a super fan of his. Man, I just can't see him losing. Um, Solo has, his crew with them, and Jacob, he's got Jimmy. He's got Jimmy backing him up. What I can see in this is Solo, um, Solo coming out with the victory, right? and then as the cage goes up, or maybe the cage is still intact, right? Still around the ring. All of his new bloodline come down and start beating down Jacob Fatu. And then comes Jimmy, right? But he's only one guy, and they start beating him down. And now because Seth has become champion and he's gonna be doing whatever he's gonna be doing with CM Punk, getting Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, giving them that loss, now moving them away from Jay and Roman tonight. Honestly, man, I could see Roman and Jay actually now teaming up and backing up uh Jimmy and Jacob. And now we got this bloodline rivalry. Because how else are you gonna get Roman away from Braun Breaker? Which that match, that's a big match, 1-on-1 at some point down the line. Which I think they're gonna save that sucker for WrestleMania. But now you got Roman Reigns, who's back. He's the leader of that faction, right? Braun Breaker can't even wrestle. He's injured at the moment. Doesn't mean he's not going to be on television, but you get Roman and Jay to back up Jimmy. Not so much Jacob, but more Jimmy, because Jimmy is backing up Jacob. And now we have those two families going at it with one another. So who do I got in this match tonight, in the steel cage match? I think Solo still wins this match. I think he does. I think Solo wins this match by escaping. Does he escape the cage or? Gosh, man, it's a tough one. I can see Jacob winning this one as well. I can see him winning and then beating him up afterwards. But I'm gonna say Solo. Solo remains United States champion, escaping the cage, and them going back in the cage and beating down Jacob Fatu, which then brings out Jimmy, which then brings out Roman and Jay to the ring, and boom, the blood feud starts. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Solo winning the steel cage match. Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. All right, I just finished watching Happy Gilmore Part 2. I had no idea that Becky Lynch was in it. Becky Lynch is in Happy Gilmore Part 2 and plays a pretty decent role. For all wrestling fans, so is MJF. He's in the movie as well. Um, this rivalry, they're really building it up. It may be working for some. Lightweight working for me. Um, I'm not that bought into this. Um, depends what Becky's gonna do. Is Becky still want to be full time? If she does, I think you might still want to keep the strap on her. If she doesn't, then you put it on Lyra. But my prediction on this one is that Lyra Valkyria becomes Intercontinental Champion. Just keep going back and forth. They gotta end this rivalry at some point. Like I said, some people have really bought into it. Them going back and forth, to me, it's just kind of like, all right. I mean, it gives them something to do, but am I really that invested in it? Not really. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's build some better storylines for these ladies, man. Because this one, it's just decent at best, and they're really pumping it up. Like, no, this is a big storyline. It's like, kind of, sort of, not really. But I'm gonna go with Lyra Valkyria getting the 1, 2, 3 on Becky Lynch in this one and becoming Women's Intercontinental Champion. And probably, I'm gonna say Becky Lynch shakes her hand at the end of this match. There in the middle of the ring, gets up, shakes her hand, they give her a little hug, and that's it, man. And Becky Lynch, let's see what happens with her career. I'm not saying she's retiring, but I don't think she's gonna be, around as much. So I got Lyra on that one. All right. Follow. We got women's world championship match. Naomi in a triple threat match. We got Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. All right, man. I think there's gonna be a really good match. I think there's gonna be a really good match. Naomi, she's probably more over now than she's ever been. She has never really gotten that over, even though she's a pretty good wrestler. Um, Io Sky, badass, badass, man. Gosh, I'm such a fan of Io Sky. Real Ripley, I mean, come on, man, it's mommy. You know what I mean? The girl can throw down. Naomi, Naomi, even though she's more over now than she's ever been, she's still not that over. She's still not, in my opinion, on the level of being over with the fans like Io and Rhea is. She's women's champion, yes. And for that reason, I think she remains champion. She hasn't been champion that long. I think they keep it on her. I think Naomi's gonna have a pretty good run, right? Giving her a chance of like, okay, look, you've been with the business for a long time now. Yeah, she took a little hiatus, right? When her and Sasha Banks decided to go their own way, right? Leaving together, even though Naomi's was not on the same level as Sasha Banks was. Sasha Banks was much more over than Naomi was. Okay. Naomi ends up on TNA, comes back to the WWE. Like I said, she's more over now than she's ever been, but doesn't mean that she's that over. So I think the WWE is going to give her a chance. You're going to be champion. We keep you champion for a little bit longer, and let's see, man. Let's see if you this thing catches some legs and you can keep going and rocking and rolling because they're putting her in there with some big names. Io Sky's a big name. Real Ripley, mommy, that's probably as big as his name as you could possibly get, especially in the women's division. I do have Naomi winning this match tonight in a pretty damn good match. Not just because of Mommy and Io, even though Io I think is to steal the show in this match. Naomi can do some pretty cool things. Personally, me myself personally, I'm not that big of a fan of her caution character, but it's growing a little bit with others, so that's fine. Whatever works, works. Okay, just to get her over. She's been with the business for a long time now. So give her a run. Give her a run. Don't give her a short leash. Give her a nice little, long leash. Let's see how far she can go. Let's see if her stardom grows a little bit more and more. It's grown a little bit more. So I got Naomi winning this match in a 5-star match here, man, with these ladies. All right. As we wrap it up here, we got one more match. I do want to watch at least an hour of the SummerSlam kickoff pre-show. For those that have been watching it for the last 2 hours, hey, there's just a little over 1 hour left to go before SummerSlam starts, man. But hey, you still got kickoff show, right? Ooh, I see a sign back there that says Cross got robbed. Push Cross. That's kind of what I was thinking, man. But oh well. All right. So here it is. Finally, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Oh yeah, and I know a little something about that, Holmes. All right. So I wonder if this changes the game on the John Cena that we're getting now. All right, because leading up to this match, we were getting this new heel John Cena, right? Even when it was made into a street fight, it was the heel John Cena, right? Now, now we're getting a babyface John Cena on this one, or the and maybe I shouldn't say babyface. I should say the hustle, loyalty, respect John Cena. Don't know if he turned babyface. Seems like he did. Excuse me. It's the drink. What's in there? Um, the fact that John is saying that he's the old John kind of makes me think a few things, right? Could this just be a work? Could John Cena just be like, you know what? I'm just trying to trick Cody Rhodes and the WWE universe. That, oh, the hustle, loyalty, respect, John Cena's back. The never give up, John Cena is back. And in reality, he's going to pull some dirty ass moves in this match tonight. I mean, look, it's a street fight, so anything goes, right? I mean, how do you do something dirty in a street fight? There's pretty much only one thing to do, and that's hit somebody in the balls. Because outside of that, chairs, any weapons, anything, it's a street fight. So the only thing you can do that's dirty that will keep you as a heel is hitting your opponent in the balls. That's it, right? Even though you're not going to get disqualified for that because it is a street fight, but just morally, as a man, you get into a street fight, you don't have to go over rules when you're fighting somebody in the street. Both guys just know you don't hit the other man in the balls. All right, yeah, it's a street fight. Let's throw down, Holmes. Right? Let's get it on. That's it. But ain't nobody kicking anybody or hitting anybody in the balls. So that's just kind of just man street fight common knowledge, right? So I think that's the only thing that John Cena can do if if all this is a work, right? Which I don't put it past him. I don't put it past him. Making everybody believe in John Cena again, that John Cena is back, hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. He's everybody's favorite hero now. He's back. That John Cena is back. Was it just a work for him to cheat tonight? Again, how do you cheat in a street fight? There is really no cheating, but for him to see that he's losing the match, kicks Cody Rhodes in the balls, and that's how he wins the match, keeping him as a heel. It was all a work. I could see that happening. I can see that happening. One thing that is for sure, at least for me, John Cena's not losing the strap tonight. He's not losing the strap. I don't think John Cena loses the strap till his last match, which rumor has it will be at a Saturday night's main event in December. If he loses the match tonight, I will be surprised. The only way I think it can work for Cody to become champion tonight is if Cody turns heel. There's been talks for a long time of Cody turning heel, right? There's been rumors, rumblings that Cody's going to turn heel one day. Now that babyface John Cena is back, does Cody turn heel? How do you turn heel in a street fight or in a fight where it's like no holds bar, anything goes? Again, a shot to the balls. I'm sure people would cheer for it at first, right? Because it's like he's just giving back what he got from John Cena for a while. But if Cody, if Cody becomes champion tonight, okay, there's my prediction. There's my prediction here. If Cody becomes champion tonight, my prediction is it's only because Cody turned heel. But as a babyface, Cody's not becoming champion tonight. No way, no how. Only if he turns heel on John Cena tonight. Then he'll become champion. John Cena, gosh, I could see it either way. I could see John Cena, him remaining heel, just fooling everybody. It all being a work of the promo that he did, toasting the beer with Cody Rhodes. I could see that happening. Um, but at some point, he needs to become a babyface. He can't end his career as a heel. But I don't think it's a work. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But I just see John Cena winning. Um, Gosh, man, now I'm starting to convince myself that it is a work and that he is going to remain a heel. Damn. Gosh, I don't even really know now, man. I just don't think John Cena loses the strap tonight. How does he win? Gosh, does he just get a straight up 1, 2, 3 on Cody Rhodes without any cheating whatsoever? I don't know about that, man. That is a rough one, man, because now you're gonna bury Cody Rhodes. You know, you want to bury one of the biggest baby faces you have? I mean, who's a bigger baby face than him? The tribal chief? I mean, he's somewhat of a part timer. Maybe main event Jey Uso comes close. Damn, I got no idea now. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes turns heel and becomes champion. I don't think Cody Rhodes becomes champion by remaining a babyface. So I say Cody Rhodes turns heel tonight and becomes champion, just because I can't see how John Cena holds on to that title unless John Cena, it was all a work for him, cutting that promo with Cody Rhodes and John Cena remaining a heel. Gosh darn it, man. My mind is spinning around right now. I don't even know which way to go. All right, John Cena retains the title if he's still a heel. If not, Cody Rhodes becomes champion if he turns heel. Nonetheless, whoever wins the title tonight or retains the title tonight is going heel. Either one. I don't think a babyface wins this title tonight or retains the title tonight, whichever one it is. But somebody is turning heel. John Cena or Cody Rhodes on this one. And yeah, I mean John Cena has been heel for a while, but uh, a heel is definitely winning this match. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna watch the final hour of the kickoff show now for SummerSlam. That's all we need is 1 hour. Good guys, the sucker's been on for over 2 hours now. But those are my predictions. What are your guys' predictions, man? And you guys enjoy SummerSlam. Night 1 was kick ass. Really enjoyed it. Will night 2 live up to it? I don't know, man. And you know, night 1 didn't really have stipulation matches the way night 2 does. Night 2 has a street fight. Night 2 has a steel cage match. Night 2 has a tag team TLC match. So they're throwing a lot on night 2, but night 1 was pretty kick ass. So let's see if they can follow that up, man. All right, you guys enjoy SummerSlam night 2, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.
And I